The universe haven't even started yet, and people are already confused. However, if you have something as simple as common sense, this news should not be all of that surprising to you. What's going on, my beautiful geek culture? As always, I'm your boy O, and today it is time to talk about this failing brand that is DC once again, as the conversation regarding James Gunn's DC Universe continuity is beginning to ramp up. Now look, before I get started, do your boy O one major favor. Please hit that subscribe button. And if y'all gonna hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit that notification bell, because YouTube absolutely sucks at notifying subscribers that content creators has uploaded videos to their platform. And don't forget to hit that like button to help out that algorithm, baby. Now look, I know that it's three things, but you have to do all three in order for us to have a proper relationship. Trust me when I tell you that. Now today's news is coming from comicbookmovie.com. It is titled James Gunn's choices of what to reboot in DC are concerning and confusing. This article has been written by Data Chandler McNeil, and it was published on November the 16th, 2024. Yes, I'm a few days behind on this news, but I was covering other things, right? DC is on the back burner for me at this very moment. At least till they do something that would excite me. Back in 2018, James Gunn, the director of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, was hired to write a soft reboot of the Suicide Squad movie titled simply The Suicide Squad. The film underperformed financially, but jived well with critics and audiences. No, the hell it did. It jived well with critics, but certainly not that of audiences. 72% second weekend drop. B cinema score and merchandise sales was extremely low. I mean, every time I went into Target, the Suicide Squad toys was on that of the clearance aisle. That's right, end cap, baby. All right, okay. My feelings about the film can be summed up as such. It was fine. In 2020, Gunn began work on Peacemaker, a spin-off TV series which was released in 2020. It also received solid reviews from critics and audiences. I agree with you on that one, but I was not a fan. Personally, there were elements to be enjoyed, like some fast-paced action, but the overall silliness was not for me. A lot of us DC fans feels that way, my man. A lot of us. Then, about 11 months later, in November of 2022, DC Studios and Warner Brothers hired Gunn and Peter Safran to oversee the entire DC universe of films. I thought Gunn was an interesting choice and was definitely willing to give him a chance. The DCU certainly needed some direction. It had that with Snyder, but not everyone was on board with his style and overall plan. I was. Of course, excessive studio interference didn't help either. At first, when a new plan was announced, it was said that the DCU would only be getting a soft reboot, and elements that simply wasn't working would be removed and replaced, which didn't make any sense. It seemed like an intriguing plan, especially when it was said that The Flash would provide an explanation for all of this, and it didn't. It did. Gunn was trying to tell Warner Brothers, look, let's reboot this. I'm going to tell everybody that my universe is connected to this Flash film, and watch they all show up. Just like that. I wanted to sound retarded on purpose. You hear what I'm saying? Like, that's how James Gunn sounded, telling Warner Brothers that. All right, it didn't, and made everything all more confusing. Then slowly, more and more actors, characters, and stories were chopped away until it was clear that the DCU was being rebooted entirely. Except for a select few characters that the studio, Gunn, and Safran agreed upon. So far, we know a few events of characters are canon to the DCU. The entirety of the Suicide Squad is apparently canon, according to Frank Grillo, the Peacemaker series, Blue Beetle, and that's it. Notice a trend here? Sure, I do. That is what he has written. With the exception of Blue Beetle, everything that is canon to the DCU are Gunn's projects. I do not understand why no one else is up in arms about this. It is insulting that Gunn is only choosing to keep the projects he worked on when there are other elements that fans already loved that worked well that could have stayed on. It seems as if Gal Gadot, universally adored Wonder Woman, is gone. Jason Momoa's mostly loved Aquaman is out. The internet exploded when Henry Cavill announced he was back as Superman, but he's out too. Wonder Woman and Aquaman both suffered from terrible sequels, and Superman definitely didn't receive love from everyone, but I have a feeling Gunn would have kept them if they all worked. Well, they all worked. They all worked. See, that didn't make any sense to me as well. Again, as a lifelong fan, it is insulting to have a big name like Gunn reboot a universe only to keep the elements of it which he personally crafted. Then hire himself to write a Superman movie whose premise sounds exactly like the premise of Man of Steel, albeit with many, many more characters. I don't see any other explainable reasons to keep the Suicide Squad, Peacemaker, and Blue Beetle canon. Sure, they got decent reviews, but Warner Brothers is suffering financially, and none of those made money. None of them made money. These people are absolutely ridiculous. I don't know exactly what they have going on in their heads, but they are retarded. And let me tell you why. This move instantly creates a plot hole problem. That's right. How you going to go about it and say most of all of Peacemaker was canon, but not the last 45 seconds? It is quite confusing, right? And you have people out there who feels as if they was going into a different direction with this whole DC universe. If you truly believe that the old DC universe needed to be rebooted, right? Why are you okay with bringing certain elements that was within that universe into the new universe? Why would you want anything that will remind the people who you claim wants to get away from that universe that universe is sort of still intact? Why? Why? See, nothing that James Gunn is making is doing well as far as reception goes, right? You got Sergeant Rock. What is that? Everything just seems so random. You got, what else you got? You got that of Swamp Thing. You got that of Creature Commandos. You got that of what's the other? The Authority. Everything just seems so random. Nothing actually seems as if it feels like we're going to be getting a definitive DC universe, right? Like the previous one before it, right? And this whole thing about let's keep certain elements is only going to make more and more people say to themselves, why should I support this when I wasn't willing to support it in the first place? I mean, think about that for a second. Peacemaker, it was a TV series, right? But James Gunn's Suicide Squad didn't make money. Blue Beetle didn't make money. So you're keeping elements that didn't work. You see how that goes? Where does that make sense? As I said before, this whole idea of it will be explained and you're going to fully understand exactly why it's not canon anymore. It's just going to have a lot of people out there doing mental gymnastics, right? To try and make it make sense, because that's what they're doing right now. I guaranteed you there's some dork in the comment section typing, dude, let me tell you how this is going to work. This is going to work because of this. This is going to work because of that. I can bet you probably are responding to a comment of such caliber, because people are desperate for this to work, even though they know for a fact that it's quite confusing. You're starting backwards. You're starting with things that wasn't interesting in the first place and also lost Warner Brothers money. So with that being said, I have every reason to believe that Warner Brothers may very well lose more money moving forward in the future. Because their decisions is ass backwards. I'm your boy O. Hopefully you have watched this video all the way to the end and help your boy out that algorithm. And if you're not subscribed, please be sure to do so. Trying to reach that magical number of 10,000 subscribers, so I'll be highly appreciative. You will help me cross over that threshold by hitting that subscribe button. And if you are going to hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit that notification bell, because YouTube absolutely sucks at notifying subscribers that content creators has uploaded videos to their platform. And don't forget to hit that like button to help me out that algorithm, baby. But in the comments below, let me know if you feel that a lot of people are going to be confused when this new DC universe actually begins, right? How do you feel about people looking at elements that didn't work being the very catalyst that James Gunn and DC are trying to use to propel its universe? And always remember, let's say le bon temps roule. That means let the good times roll. But let me know in the comments below.